Okay, today is just going to be a little, just a little talk, little one-on-one with the camera, I guess, to my audience, you guys. And I wanted to talk about something that was recently brought up by Rachel from 7 and All Family. I love her. If you're not following her, you should be. Here's her Instagram. Here's her YouTube. She'll be linked down below. But anyways, she made a post on Instagram and I think it was a very interesting topic that we could discuss. And in that post, she was talking about that you often see when you go on like the Facebook groups or any other place where you can find other homeschoolers, that you'll find a new to homeschooling mom who's got like a preschooler, right? A really early young learner. And they'll say, we're ready to start homeschool. We're going to start with preschool. What should I do? Where should I start? What's the best curriculum? They ask all these questions. And then there's this often over resounding response of, you don't need curriculum. Let it go. Let them be kids. Let them, it's that kind of thing where it's like saying you don't need to do it. You don't need to homeschool a preschooler. And I thought this was a very interesting topic. I liked her opinion on it, and mine differs a little bit. And that's okay, right? That is okay to have different opinions. And I think overall our hearts are in the same place, and I totally get where she was coming from. Now, with that being said, I personally think that because I've kind of given those responses before, where I say similar things to that based on how the parent is asking the question, right? So when a parent is asking that, I'm trying to decipher kind of based on the mood or the verbiage used, where their heart or mind is with homeschool. Now that is hard to do when you're, okay, sorry, I was interrupted. I think I was saying that, and it's probably gonna be noisy in this video, the kids are alive and well and all over the place in this house. So it is what it is, right? That's really our reality as parents. So what I was saying is I try to get an understanding of where they're coming from based on how they're saying it. And a lot of times when I personally tell them they need to chill and that they don't need to do all the things with a preschooler, it's coming from two places. One, if I'm getting the sense that you are stressed out about getting this right, then I'm going to tell you to chill and to not bother, because too many times we as homeschoolers get wrapped up in this attitude of having to get the task list checked off, having to have the kid memorize and learn all the things, right? There's just this attitude that we have to get it done, and we put a lot of stress on ourselves that it has to be done, and that takes away the passion and the fun and the love in homeschool, to be honest. We see that a lot. We see a lot of burnout based on this problem. So that's the first thing when I respond like that, I'm answering from. Two, when I say it, it's because of my background and experience with working with preschoolers. I worked with preschoolers for years. And the truth is that developmentally, a kid is where they are. There's nothing you can really do much beyond just understanding that they are in a very deep point in their life of just their brain developing, right? We know that those early years, the brain is just taking off and developing in an extraordinary way. And if you don't know, that's what my background is in. I have a background in early childhood development and education. And so I've taken the classes and learned all the things about like development and how it affects their behavior, their ability to learn concepts, their ability to sit still and, pay attention, all those kind of things is what I went to school for. So that's another point where I'm coming from, because I understand that there's just not a need to be that stressed out about it. There's not a need to put that much emphasis on education in preschool. With that being said, however, I did teach preschool, right? I worked with preschoolers. I worked with preschool all the way through elementary and, I should say, I guess early elementary. With that experience, I understand that the younger they are, the less really you need to do. I also personally love some of the European views on allowing children to just be children and to play as long as possible, because we know that play provides plenty of learning for kids, plenty of learning. So those are all the things that are going on in my mind as I'm telling another parent, like, it's okay to not do all the things. Don't worry about a curriculum. So that's where I differ from Rachel. And, I think that she gets those points too. She's a very intelligent woman, and I think she gets those. And I think that she's good at finding a happy medium between educating and letting go. I'm a big fan of her, guys. I can't stress that enough. This is not like any kind of like opposing views kind of video. This is genuinely just my she just kind of got my thoughts going, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the topic. So those are the things that I'm thinking about when I tell a parent to let go and just not worry about it. And I don't just stop there. I don't say that. I do often give advice of saying, like, these are the things that you should try to master before worrying about those other, A, B, and C that you would learn in school. Because there's so much more than just learning letters and numbers. There's a lot going on developmentally with their body, with their functionality, right? The dexterity in their fingers, those fine motor skills, those all have to be honed before you can bother with writing. Your child is going to struggle with writing if their fine motor skills aren't there. So why don't we practice fine motor skills? But anyways, okay, that's a video for another time. But basically that's where I'm coming from when I tell people, like, don't worry about the curriculum, back off, just have fun with your kid, let them play. And with that too, like I said, we do a type of learning where we have opportunities set up around the house for them to learn. They may not look like structured learning, but they are still learning, and they're based on their skill level and those things that I want them to begin to master. But then also, I do agree with her. Okay, so keep in mind, I am very much like, let your child play, let them be a kid as long as they can. Don't worry about school, because I'm someone who deconstructs or is always deconstructing my own thought process of being schooled in the public system, where the public education system taught me a very systematic way of learning, right? As most of us have done. And homeschooling offers that flexibility to remove that systematic approach to learning so that you can really develop your learning based on your child's passions, right? Because not every kid loves math. Let's say that once again, we're talking about preschoolers, so this can change every day. But let's say your kid, their ideas for what they want to do with their life and their passions that you see them displaying really have nothing to do with math. Why are we pushing so hard for math to be mastered? And that's where Montessori comes in. Keep in mind, I am eclectic, so I pull from everywhere. And that's what I love about Montessori learning, is that you don't force it, right? I'm not gonna make you do trigonometry if you don't wanna do trigonometry. Trigonometry will not come in handy unless you have very specific careers. If my child isn't interested in math, but loves the arts, right? She loves to express herself through dance and through theater and poetry, like, okay, then let's focus there. That's what the beauty of homeschool is, because you can develop education based on passions that will help guide them through their life and figure out what they want to do for a living, what careers will make them happy, what will, keep that passion alive in them. And so those are the reasons why I often tell parents to chill. Okay, now here's where I agree with Rachel though. Rachel, I think that the overall point of her post is to say that it's okay to advocate for your child or for them to advocate for themselves, right? She talks about gifted learners often. Rachel is a gifted learner. She has a lot of experience in this specific type of thing in homeschool, and she talks about it often. And so if you have a child that is showing that they're gifted in an area at a very young age, it's okay to pursue that. And I think that was the point she was trying to get across, which I wholly agree with. So like I said, I may not push everything, but I told you guys plenty of times, Viviana is a strong reader. She asked me at age 4, she began begging me at age 3 to teach her to read. And I'm like, what's a 3-year-old gonna do with reading? So I didn't listen to her. And then she just continued to ask and ask and ask. And so at age 4, we bought All About Reading Level 1, because she didn't even need that first level. She was already mastering that on her own. She'd already mastered that on her own without anybody teaching her. And so we went with level 1, and we just slowly went through it. We took our time, and that girl is an amazing reader. And she showed me and advocated for that passion to read at a young age. And so that's where we do need to pay attention to our children and our specific family needs, and to say, okay, I have a child who is advocating for their education. They are asking me to give them access to this type of education. Let's pursue it. And so this is where we have to let go of those outside voices, right? We have to stop listening to all the voices in the Facebook homeschool pages where they're giving you advice. We have to stop listening to the YouTubers who tell us this and that. I do YouTube. I don't care if you take me seriously or not, because what I say doesn't always ring true for you and your family, right? I want you to take what sounds good to you and leave whatever doesn't, right? You don't have to take my word as Bible. I'm not here to be an expert. I'm just here to share. And so I want you to form your opinions and your values and your beliefs for your family based on your needs. So that's really all I wanted to say, is that it's okay to advocate for your kids, right? So if your child is highly interested in physics, right? Physics is fun. I'm a physics girl. If your child is highly interested in physics by age 4, that's okay to get physics curriculum. They may not understand it all just because, like I said, developmentally, they're not fully there and ready. But if they have that interest, it is okay to foster it and to help it grow. So when you get those voices in there telling you, don't do this, don't do that, I don't care if it's even me telling you it, okay? Because even I can misinterpret and misunderstand what you are asking based on your family needs, because we are not the same person. We're not living the same experience. I want you to truly take charge and advocate for your child and their needs. So when they tell you don't buy this and that, don't listen. Just keep looking up reviews and figure out what's the best fit for your kid. And honestly, when they're that young, when they're preschool, you're probably not going to find the best fit right away. Like, it's part of the learning process of being a homeschool family. You'll try curriculum, you'll find it doesn't work, and you'll have to move to the next one. You'll find that one may not fit best, and then you find the next one. And so eventually you find a good groove, you find a good curriculum that meets your needs. Sometimes it's not out there in a curriculum and you have to build it yourself, and that's okay too. You can totally build your own unit studies and curriculum based on what your child needs. So that's it. I just wanted to encourage you guys. Go check out Rachel, like I said. I just wanted to leave you with some encouragement based on just my own thoughts around this topic that she brought up. So just remember to let go of the task list, have fun, right? Don't make it some super pressureful thing where you feel like you're a failure if you don't get it right the first time, and advocate for your child. Let them show you their passions and let them show you what they want to begin to learn at a young age. And honestly, it's fine either way. You're not going to do damage to your child either way. Letting them play instead of learn is not going to damage them. They're still learning hands-on. Our 5 senses are there for a reason. That is basically what scientists do. They use their 5 senses, okay? And so you're not going to harm them in doing that. And so don't get upset when you have a late bloomer, because every kid learns at their own pace. And then on the other end, it is okay that if you, it's okay to want to begin educating them. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as they are happy with it too, and they are letting you know that they want to do it. At 4, you do not have to do it. That's just what I want to push in this message. So if your child is advocating that, no, I'm not ready for this, listen to them. That is okay. Preschoolers can let you know that they're not ready. My 4-year-old, she has let me know time and time again that she is not ready. And so sometimes I have to fight that thing saying, oh, you're behind, you're not learning enough. But the truth is, she's a healthy, beautiful child with a very greatly developing brain. I don't know how else to say it. She's a bright child. She just isn't interested yet. And so I let her advocate for herself in that way. I can ramble all day, so I'll go ahead and stop there. But I just wanted to share my heart with you on that, I guess. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So let me know your opinion on this down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Check out this video over here for more on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Have fun homeschooling.